We're gonna go with this cope. I'm definitely 40 minutes early. I don't know what the hell you all are up to with your daylight savings nonsense, but clearly it's not 9:21 right now. I'm clearly very early. In fact, I'm so early. I'm gonna finish eating before before I start. Should I mukbang this? Is that what we should do? Is do a nice mukbang? I know what the kids are up to these days. So just give me 1 second. I'll grab the rest of this food off of the skittle. And once we got that, we can get going. See, look at that. We got tacos. They look delightful, I'm sure. Sure, they look beautiful. We've got perfect lighting for it. I'm not turning the lights out that I would normally turn off and turn on the ring light because I'm eating. So we're not doing that. Do I want to turn the camera off while I eat? In case I get more of my hair in my mouth, which I am prone to doing. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, hey, we're a little late. I was talking to my mother on the phone, so I could have gotten off the phone earlier if I didn't go on a rant about fucking Epstein files. But you know that this is just what I need to turn on the light. It doesn't matter. Even with the overhead lights on, I still need the ring light. Oh man. 2026 has turned out to be a real great year. Yahoo. But yeah, how about we look at the live UA map for a second and see if there's anything immediately looks like a whole lot of bombs. Do we have any more oil fields being burned? Not that I see in the last 6 hours. So, you know, that's good at least. That's good at least. Iran continuing to show restraint in its counterattacks. I thought they were going to go all out, but it turns out no, they're just going to keep showing restraint. They're only going to do mild war crimes in response to our war crimes. So, how's it going? I need to eat. I didn't even wake up late. I woke up to my first alarm. I'm just behind schedule. Look at this, I haven't shaved. I'm in a bad position. Had a fine weekend. That's a bit of a stretch. My weekend was fine considering what's going on right now. Always enjoyable seeing the security checkpoints that have been set up every time America decides to go goofy mode in the Middle East. The checkpoints aren't manned, but they have like I don't know if they're metal detectors or X-rays or something, but they have machines set up in front of the train stations right now, or at least my train station. So hopefully that's just a precaution. The thing is that one of the things that I don't really know about other countries, because I don't think other countries talk about it as much, is that like, or certainly Singapore doesn't, is like, in America, like, bomb threats are really common, like, to the extent that, like, when a kid doesn't want to take a test, they'll call in bomb threats to their school. That's not an exaggeration, that's like a problem. Is that like schools get shut down on test days like with disproportionate commonality because one of their dumb teenagers decides to call it a bomb threat because they don't want to take a test. And so I don't know if they got a call or what, but you know, it's been quite a time. We're having a real one right now. After this one, I have 2 more to get through, and then we can start Breath of Fire. And until then, we can just think about the world and our state in it. One of the things that's actually been interesting about the war in Iran is the realization that you don't need nukes for mutually assured destruction. If Iran decided to hit the oil fields that they can hit in the region, the world ends. If Iran decides to missile strike all of its neighbors' oil fields that are allies of the United States, the global oil supply gets disrupted to such an extreme degree that we're not looking at price increases. We're looking at critical infrastructure not working globally. The Strait of Hormuz being shut down has already reduced like global like market access to oil. Remember the market access mechanic in Europe Universalis 5? Well, see, what we've got as a problem here is that all access to that market has disappeared, and that's 20% of the world's oil supply. Now, can 20% of the world's oil supply be taken on the chin? Probably. Can 40%? Because like a few oil fields get burned that aren't coming out of the Strait of Hormuz, but are going through what's the other? What is that place? How have I forgotten this? It was very relevant recently when the Houthis were blowing up ships. What is this? Is it considered an inland sea? Scroll out. That is the Red. It is the Red Sea. I was thinking Red Sea, but I'm like, no, that doesn't make sense. Yes, the Red Sea. It turns out it does make sense. But yeah, so like if we have any meaningful disruption to oil movement through the Red Sea, or we just have disruption to the fields themselves throughout the rest of the region, I mean, the stated goal of the United States is to cause the apocalypse, so there is that. We'll see whether they get what they want. We will see. It turns out, speaking as someone who was an edgy internet atheist, and generally speaking isn't anymore, we all should have been edgier and more atheists. We all needed to be so much edgier. So much edgier. Shit sucks. It really does. See, the thing about streaming that's difficult, I don't understand how people do mukbangs. I don't understand how people do it. Conceptually, I don't get it. Also, I know that a mukbang is supposed to be like some casual thing, so it's great to talk about like war and and like the eradication of the global everything. Well, yeah. Also, the quality of the oil that's coming out of Venezuela is garbage, right? Like, it's not oil that you can use for most things. And also, I think we already gave it all to Israel or something. We've got the real Axis powers going on here. I still can't believe the fucking Canadians, man. Mark Carney was really cooking with that speech that he gave at, I think, Davos, where he was talking about how the global neoliberal order was always a lie, and it was a convenient lie, but that lie is no longer serve to function. We need to stop telling this lie. And then the second that America decides to attack a Middle Eastern country completely out of the blue for no fucking reason, he's like, uncritical support to the United States in their endeavor to kill all the Muslims in the world. And it's like, okay. And then, like, to be clear, he did walk it back. He now says critical support to America and their decision to wipe out all the Muslims in the world. It's like, okay, buddy, okay. When I heard he'd walked back that comment, I was like, okay, yeah, that sounds right. And then it's like, oh, wait. He's gone from uncritical to critical support. Great. He did not use that language. It was like, what was it like? He was supporting of it, but he was regretful of it. Fucking Canadians, man. It's truly a wild thing. Entire Western world is just on board with killing us all. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being Canada? Not Canada. Can you imagine being the Canadian Prime Minister? This man is fucked in the next election. I hope. If he's not fucked in the next election, then Canadians are truly lost. The the entirety of Canada has been radicalized into like one of the most rabidly anti-American countries in the world in the last like year and a half because America keeps threatening to invade them, and it's like, oh shit, this we've been all the stuff that we've been cheerleading for the last 30 years, they're gonna do it to fucking us. And so Canada has been fully like radicalized into anti-American sentiment, like kind of like across the board, right? Now, maybe they've cooled off. I can't imagine why they would have, but maybe they've cooled off since then. But like the idea of Mark Carney coming out in support of such an insane war with uncritical support at first, and then only softening it to critical support, this motherfucker has to lose his next election. That's, I mean, assuming they get one, because, I don't know. How's your anti-aircraft, Canada? America seems very content to just fucking kill your prime minister and replace him. You know? It's pretty wild. I do think that like the Western world has been asleep on just how bad the United States really is for so many years, for decades and decades and decades. And in part, I understand why. I saw a great video recently. Well, I actually only saw part of it because it was very depressing, so I only watched about an hour of it. But it's about like the kind of like lie of decolonization in Africa to an extent, but it's like what is the video called? Let me see if I can find the video. It's called The Global War on Black Power, and it is wild. Watching this video actually made me want to. Just gonna copy the link and I'll post it over. Just give me a second. Not that you should go watch that instead of watching me play Breath of Fire. Okay, me playing Breath of Fire is definitely as important as learning to comprehend the batshit crazy things that the West broadly has been up to for the Europeans to a large degree have been getting up to. America counts. The United States and Canada, but because like Canada and the United States mostly got up to this shit locally until fairly recently, right? We didn't really get into the colonial game on other shores because we were too busy doing it locally. It's kind of like Australia, right? Like you have a bunch of brown people that are in your country to, you know, exterminate and or enslave. You don't need to like find somewhere else. Yeah, I had not heard about the history of Congo Like, I don't know almost anything about the history of Congo. So learning about the history of Congo and realizing how similar what Belgium did is to what every like colonial power it just keeps doing. It's the same fucking thing. They don't even pretend, man. They don't even pretend. God, seeing like some of the news headlines are fucking crazy from like New York Times and shit like that. Yeah, Illuminati makes really good content, and I do mean content. She makes all sorts of different types of stuff. She just makes like video essays where she just talks about random like TV shows and shit like that. But she also makes some like very very insightful commentary on a bunch of stuff. The most useful commentary that is fairly unique to her is that because she's a defense lawyer, she has a huge amount of stuff about the criminal justice system and about like decarceration. I think is that the term decarceration. I think it's like decarcerizing the justice system, something along those lines. It's been a while since I had to think about that word, and she's like the only person that I've heard talking about it. I listen to leftists all the time. Very few people are talking about that. But it's, it's useful. It's useful getting her perspective on that. I don't necessarily agree with everything that she has to say with regards to that kind of stuff, but it's a useful perspective to have. And it's understandable why she has the perspective that she has. So anyway, it's also interesting just like seeing people from the Bahamas, because to me the Bahamas is this like magical place that I lived in when I was a small child. It's very strange to be like, oh, when I was visiting the Bahamas, you lived there, and like we might have met at some point. And we would never know. Probably haven't. But, like, what's the population of the Bahamas? $400,000 people? Where are you? 400,000 people? Not unreasonable that some of these Bahamian content creators I ran into as children when I was a child. Not like, almost certainly didn't talk to them, but like, as in like, walk down the street and they also were walking down the street at the same time. Look, I don't live in California, so I'm not used to the idea that I'm walking on the same streets as people I know, okay? Don't worry about it. All the famous Singaporeans don't live in Singapore. Okay, so we're loading up Breath of Fire 3. Is that what we're doing? Okay, not that way now. There we go. Load this up. I also started Xenogears with my wife the other day, and we'll see how that goes. Okay. And I have very interesting news for you all. See how that doesn't have a cable attached to it? I don't have any of my spreadsheets open. I'm gonna need to open those later. I finally went and bought a $10 USB Bluetooth adapter and got it installed on Sunday. Spreadsheets are real, and they can't hurt you because they're beautiful things. They're beautiful, beautiful things. Look, I tried. I was doing some pro bono QA work, okay? And I tried to use a Word document. Not a Word document, it was a Drive, whatever they call it. They can help me. They can help. I tried to use a fucking Word document, and I'm like, and then like, the person's like, okay, well, I'll wait for you to finish before I touch this because I can't look at this. And I'm like, this is why we invented spreadsheets. I knew I should have just made a spreadsheet. I just make a spreadsheet, make a nice little table, make a nice little, like, here's all my sections, here's all the things. It takes like 5 seconds. And then I can just duplicate the form, and each session I can just add new. Easy stuff, like, so easy. This is why spreadsheets are important. I'd never have thought a mutant could move around and talk like that. Well, that's kind of rude. Okay, so what was I doing? You have Delonzo still. You're supposed to have Delonzo still. Okay, wait. Wait a second. Before we do anything else, I'm gonna make another save file. Just imagine if I had to restart the run because I didn't open my spreadsheets. We were almost in that world. I wouldn't have had to restart the run, I just would have had to go back to here. But that is a whole ass session behind, I think. Okay. Now, what am I doing? We're trying to level Nina? Alright, let's just pop over the dump first. Is this where I want to be? But yeah, I hear, so speaking of Canada, it's my understanding that Canada is having a fight over the whole time zone, not time zones, whatchamacallit thing. Daylight savings. So, BC, British Columbia, has, I think, hashtag canceled. That's not great for me. That does so much damage. Okay. The concept of thing or whatever, which is pretty cool. They're just not going to do it anymore. They have been chained for long enough, and now they say no. No more of this bullshit. So, for some reason, in my previous build, I'm gonna be. Let's go full disclosure. Let's open up this spreadsheet of mine because I am curious about this. In my previous build, I had a level under a master over here, and I don't know why. I had one level under a master that I haven't unlocked yet. And it was level 13. And I don't know why. Because if I do that, that fucks with everything. And I'm a little concerned about the fact that I decided to do that. Because it makes me feel like I'm missing something. I can't make myself. I don't think inoculations are. Maybe they are. Are inoculations available? Because I can always inoculate myself against fire. Yggdrasil lowers my fire resists. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, so we're gonna go. I don't think we need to unlock this new master yet, but we're gonna. I guess we should probably. We can't unlock them yet. Never mind. So we can't unlock this master yet. Why did I get? Am I just crazy? Did I just have that in the spreadsheet but then didn't follow it? Because this build makes way more sense than what I had there. That's fine. We're trusting the current spreadsheet. The past spreadsheet was heresy and a lie, so we don't need to worry about it. We're hopping in here because there's a bunch of, for the most part, easy enemies in here that I can, well, that's gonna make my life a lot easier. We monopolize. And because Nina's the fastest person in the party, the first action that happens is the monopolize. Okay, we need 3 EXP. We already looted the place, so... Yeah, Monopolize is a huge change that dramatically improves our situation. I am going to just use the Monopolize into Blind. Even Nina's one-shotting, that's funny. So Nina learns Ice Blast at 12. So did I fight this entire next section at level 12 for some reason? Okay, so I think I need to camp, unfortunately, because do you have... No, I think you're fine, actually. I think I can have 10. So... we should be able to pop over here, talk to Belonzo. You're back again. I see you've been practicing what I showed you. Okay, here's a new move for you. You learned Intimidate. Everybody's already an apprentice. I see you've been practicing. You learned steel. Now, the reason that I had to check earlier with regards to that boss has no items. So that boss you don't have to steal from. So from now on, we're going to have to monopolize and steal from basically every boss that we come across. Or not monopolize. Wait, am I missing a... I am missing an ability. Wait, are you the one who gives charm? Wait a second. You're the one who gives charm, right? How could you give charm? You can't give charm. Charm has to be from the other character. I had no idea. Huh, that's very funny. Give me a second. I'm gonna check to make sure that we have everything. Because it's monopolize, steal, and intimidate. Okay, we're done with Delonzo. Okay. I had no idea. That's really funny. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and save. We've now learned every ability that we need to learn from here. So let's take a look at what our builds demand next. I guess the next thing that is demanded is that Nina switches to a different master. So we're going to be swapping Nina to Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil is not terrible for her. There's an HP reduction, but there's also a defense increase, so Yggdrasil is kind of like meh. But Nina's going to be under Yggdrasil for a long time. We have 8 levels under Yggdrasil, so Ryu doesn't have access to this master until the next section, but soon Ryu's going to be able to do some things. By Ryu, I do, of course, mean Cupcake. Let's see, Momo doesn't level up for a billion years. Peiko is... Peiko's able to get up to... But what if I did this, though? But if I did this, though... I guess the issue is the speed, right? What's my speed like? 107 total after build. But what about level 40? At level 40, I'd have 42. That's not great, but it's not like I'm going to get it that high anyway. This gives me +5. Spreadsheets. Okay. I have to think about this. So, do we want... you know what? I'll ask chat. This onion is a god. This onion is a god of destruction. Not quite as much of a god of destruction as Cupcake is. Hey, hi chat. Should I be... So I have a couple options for level 3 for this onion of gods. The first is that I could get level 3 under an early game master that would allow me to get all the way up to level 15 before I have to stop investing into this character. And would showcase to a degree like just how strong this character is in the early game. Like they would start out pretty strong. The issue is that they'd be stopping at level 15 and they won't really get that crazy by 15. The stat growth rate is really the crazy thing about them. So should I actually just delay until the late game, level them under the objectively superior level that gives them a +4 to their overall stats instead of a -1, and have them just be an end game? I think that that's the answer. We're going to leave Peiko at level 1 the entire game. Not the entire game. For a very long time. Peiko and Momo are both going to stay at their base level forever. Forever. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny. Because it's not like there's any reason to sacrifice to accomplish this. The funny thing is that the very next level probably makes sense to have this early game master. I do lose stats overall, but I get an additional point of agility. And there aren't any great options necessarily. I guess I could dump you under this other character instead, but then I lose 3 points of agility, which is a very important stat in order to get other stats that are less important, probably. I'll have to think about it. Okay, so you know what? No, let's stick with a +7 over a -1. Is a +7 higher than a -1, chat? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if which of these is a higher number. Okay. We're fine. Okay, so that's what we're doing. So that means we're going to delay, which means that our party composition for the foreseeable future is going to be Momo, Nina, and Cupcake. So these three are the party. Nina has now mastered Delonzo, and we need to put Nina under Yggdrasil now. And is there anything that I need to do? If I stick you under Yggdrasil, I'm approaching points of no return, and I didn't do any theory crafting before I got back to stream. Look, I picked up the controller. That's all you can expect of me over the course of a single weekend. What more could you possibly ask of me? Shit, I need to bring Peiko. You can't talk to Yggdrasil without Peiko, so. Because, trees, right? I'm glad you're enjoying it, Crazier Carl. I love Breath of Fire 3. It's a lot of fun. I should probably show my spreadsheets on screen. Let's actually do that. What is this stream math thing here? This is Notepad. Okay, we don't need that. Let's see. Don't need the whole thing. I will add the actual spreadsheet that I'm working off of. So that when I'm working off of it, y'all can see it. I don't have anything showing that isn't kosher. There you go. Is that legible? Is that legible on Twitch? It doesn't look super legible to me right now for some reason. Why is this so blurry looking? Okay, perfect. So basically, this is the kind of spreadsheet that I'm working with. So I have all of the different characters and various builds for them down here. So when I'm tabbing out, a decent portion of the time, what I'm looking at is this here is the amount of EXP, or sorry, amount of each stat that a character gains per level. So this is HP. We have power. We have no. This is HP, AP, power, defense, intelligence, and agility. And so I've created some nice stuff here. There's a bunch of things that are hidden here. You see how it goes like from G straight to T. There's a bunch of stuff here that I usually have hidden. And by usually, I mean I figured out how to hide it like a week ago. That does a bunch of calculations for me, and then I can calculate how many stats I'm gaining with that level. How do I hide you? How do I hide you again? Okay. So those are then I can just see like, okay, how much am I gaining overall from having the master? The -1 from this master is from some things. So I have a bunch of this. I have a bunch of spreadsheets that I've got that I find quite useful, and this needs to go below the webcam. And then we can hide it for now. But yeah, so when I'm going through the decision-making process, so yeah, I think I have it linked in the Twitch description. So I don't you could create like a duplicate of it if you wanted for making your own builds. Let me see. Is it in the? Yes, the Breath of Fire 3 Master spreadsheet is linked in the description on Twitch, so that's available as an option, and you can basically just copy to make a copy of it for yourself, and then just only edit the fields that don't involve the formulas. But basically, if you put in under the name of the master, you can either link to the master on the master's list if you want, or I have a calculation that I use. You can just copy paste that over. If you look at most of the things that have fallen days, they're usually this long if chain. You can copy paste that over if you want. There's a couple of ways to manipulate that as well on the bottom. But also just if you type the name of a master into that column, it will automatically adjust the entire spreadsheet to associate the stats with the stats of that master. So, And that'll work for every master. My little calculator for determining optimal masters does not include all the masters. Not all the masters are on there. I don't have logic for everyone because most of the masters, there's very little reason why you would need them outside of very, very niche circumstances that you just can manually put in for. So, like, weirdly, I actually managed to I think find a level where Hachio was the optimal master, which I didn't think was possible. I think someone gets Hachio for one level. Does Hachio not drop int or something? Hachio still drops int, but not by as much as Bunyan. So, for some reason, Hachio was the optimal person for someone for some level instead of Bunyan. I think because they don't get agility that level, and they gained more than one int or something. It's crazy, right? Like, Hachio is almost, like, objectively inferior to Bunyan because he gives the same bonuses and gives, broadly speaking, worse penalties that are still, like, across the same stats. It's wild. Anyway. What was I doing? We just got Nina set up. And now we need to actually get her set up because she needs to actually be under Yggdrasil. And then I need to tinker with my skills. Do we want to do fishing? I probably should do fishing. I did not. I was getting Peiko. That's what I was doing. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the spreadsheets that I've created for this game. This is like one of my better spreadsheets. Like, this is a spreadsheet that gives me delightful stuff, and you can get some crazy gains by min-maxing every master. And I'm very happy because I think that I'm trying to think if there's any other optional bosses in this game. I'm very happy that we're able to win that Baleo and Sunder fight. Okay, so we're putting Nina under the tree. And then we're getting to, I believe, 21? No, are we getting to 20? 13 is 1. We're getting to 20. Oh, we used to get to 21 because we had that extra level under Merrily for some unknown reason. I don't know why I had a level under Merrily. It makes things so much more complicated if I add a level under Merrily. I don't know why I did it. It just makes my life harder for no reason. Very confusing. Yeah, so now we can basically get as much EXP as we want now. We don't have to worry too much about it because Nina can eat 8 levels worth of EXP. Right, we need to swap you out. And we can... Do I go fishing? Is it going to bite me in the ass that I'm not picking up some bass? I'm gonna go fishing. Let's just do it. It's fine.
Get ready?
Yeah, I actually want to do more, like, of these older games. Oh. this actually reasonable?
Good. Hey.
This actually might be weaker than a little. Maybe not in like a technical perspective, but the fact that it moves faster might actually mean that you spend less time on the actual thing you need to be doing. Okay, we have to get the this is a black pass. But it's not a black pass. Problem. This is a big problem. Okay. The pull from the front of this is not as strong as the back. So the fish needs to be toward the back end, not the front end, to maximize pull power. And so when the fish is all the way at the far right end of the thing, you can't, there's no way to initiate like full pull potential. And so for a fish like this, that can just pull like crazy, they can basically get themselves locked all the way to the far end, and they can just take the line out continuously forever. But we got it. Whew.
Very good. Great.
We got there. Another piranha. It's funny, I actually do most of my fishing with this pole. Because you don't get access to the really good poles until like fairly late in the game. Trap.
Good.
Okay, we've got a bunch of bass of various kinds around here. A bunch of trout around here. I should probably equip a spirit or something, right? How many spirits do I have? I only have 2. Which is not optimal for the. You know what? Let's stick to the worm for now. How many black bass do I want to try to catch? Oh, okay. I wasn't actually expecting to be able to catch that with only a +1, but that's fine. At some point I should do like some actual reading. Like I don't know that I've seen any guides written on the specific details of how the math works behind the scenes for this. Like, how does the stamina bar work? Like, what is the thing that triggers them to make the jump, for instance? I could have I overshot there and could have very easily lost the fish. I'm gonna pull a piranha in from so far away. Nope. There we go.
Good.
Now, of course, probably all of the... Okay, shoot another line out. No, let's just grab this one that's close. The bamboo rod just goes so far. So just pull you in.
Good.
That's a rainbow trout. Yeah, black bass are like an important resource, and I think so are normal bass. I think I need fairly considerable amounts of both of them eventually, so it makes sense to just kind of go until I get, like, a failure here. I think I may have already caught all the black bass, but there's probably a shit ton of bass here. There might be a third black bass. I have a suspicion that there probably is. Okay, we get this one. We way overshoot. Wait, I can do text while I'm reeling in straight. Okay, so that won't approach unless I do a tier 3 tech. But we don't need much tech to get it to hook. We just need to have probably like a +1. We might not even need a +1, honestly. I think we'll pull in this last one that's right next to shore. And we can call it from there. Fairly large bass. Not the largest you can get. I generally think of the cutoff point when I'm like looking at a bass, which one it is. You can tell because the black bass are deeper, which they hang out deeper usually. But that's not perfect once the fish start moving around. Like, you can't go too deep when you're in the shallow water anyway. So once the fish start moving around a bunch, you can't tell by that. So usually it's like, okay, if it has more than if the bar at the bottom goes beyond the bar in the middle, then that's indicative that
Good. Wait.
it's a black bass. But the largest bass also cross that threshold,
Hit.
and the smallest black bass don't. So there's overlap between their ranges. But generally speaking, you know what you're getting into. So I'm just gonna pull in the bulk of the fish here because it's fairly easy to do. They're all on worms, and sometimes I'm in the mood to fish, and sometimes I'm not. So right now, when I'm kind of neutral on the idea of doing some fishing, is probably a good opportunity to get some of this stuff done.
Hit.
This is like the tiniest trout in existence. The tiniest trout in existence. That stamina bar was just non-existent.
Good.
You know what? I think that's good enough for now. So we've caught a decent number of fish here. This will come in handy when I need to get some stuff later. And I'm curious about that other thing as well. I'll need to look that up. We will save this, and I think we're ready to begin one of the harder portions of the game. I don't know if it's going to still be super hard with Nina set up this way. I feel like it's probably going to be a lot easier than you would think. Oh, elite. Time is at 1337. Anything else that I need to do before we leave this section? You are under Yggdrasil. We have finished Alonzo. Yes, we need to go do next. Yes, we need actually a bunch of skill slots for her. So let's drop a bunch of skills off of our list. Alright, so you are probably fine to have that. I don't think I need Typhoon on you right now. I definitely don't need Meditation. Influence should be on somebody. Should it be on you, though? No, this should be on Momo. Blind doesn't need to be on you. Is there a so we don't need Snap. We definitely don't need Blitz on you. We could have Blind on you if we wanted. Monopolize needs to be on you. Intimidate doesn't need to exist. Steal is something that should be on somebody. For now, I think you retain Steal. And Last Resort doesn't need to be on you. restores a few HP and AP. Is this who I want to have rest? I don't think so. Do I want snooze on the protagonist? I'm not sure. I'll have to think about that. Should Gloom be on Nina? Wait, did I get that hat? I'll have to take a look. Do I want snooze on Nina? No, I'll stick with snooze on you. And we'll give rest to Nina. Okay. And then, let me take a look here. We do have the Artemis cap. So, with Artemis cap... Shit, I didn't give Blitz to anybody. Let me take a look at what Momo's accuracy is. Momo has 70 accuracy by default. We get +5 for Delonzo. What is it? Artemis is only 10%. So that's 85% accuracy with that. So presumably we would want Blitz on the protagonist. Did I give Momo the thing? Did I give Momo influence? I didn't give Momo any of the shit. It's fine. We are gonna waste a skill link here, it's fine. Okay, so you should have Blitz. And do we keep Gloom on you? Yeah, just for shits and giggles. Okay, Momo, you are getting influence, and you could get super combo. I think I'll give you backhand, which we probably won't need to use, but you only have 2 things, so you don't really need to worry about it too much. You can take Typhoon. So now we have an AoE spell that for 2 different characters. This also means that we now have the ability to AoE on all 3 of our characters. Okay, so we have Magic Ball. Rest. We have Blind on you, which is probably fine. Yes, this is all fine. We are gonna save. Yes, I know that we just wasted a skilling for no reason, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're saving. And then, I believe we are continuing with the game. I think we're ready now. I'm always stressed out when... With JRPGs, you're constantly running into points of no return. Momo, so good to see you again. Did you take care of our little problem? Yep. But I wouldn't call it little. How could we ever thank you, Momo? Don't worry about it. See you later, Pallet. Wait, Momo. Where are you going? The road's still blocked. Why don't you stay here with us for a while? But we have to get to Windia. Windia? No problem. Leave it to me. I'll get you there. Please, don't worry. I have a plan. All right then. We'll have everything ready tomorrow, so why don't you rest here at the inn tonight? Okay, I know I've been doing this bit for a few days now, but that motherfucker looks like an adult. Right now, where are we, chat? Are we inside? We are not inside. We are outside. This is an adult outside. Do not trust him. We're gonna do it anyway because that's how you progress in the plot. But don't trust him. You can trust me because I'm inside. This cart's headed for Windia. If you hide inside, you should be able to get by unnoticed. What do you think, Momo? Won't they check the guns in the cart? Don't worry. Just make sure to hide really well. Alright then, let's try it. That's our best bet. He's still outside. This is gonna hold true the entire game. The entire game, we're going to go through and every time we listen to an adult outside, it's gonna go badly. Whew! I was lucky that the people Bailey and Sunder are after turned out to be Momo and her friends. Those two will take care of them for me, and no one need ever learn about the mutant plant. Also, never trust a capitalist. Is he a capitalist? Unclear. Here they come, get your heads down. Hold it, what's that? This is a shipment from the plant to Windia. Shipment, huh? Okay, I'll take it from here, now scram. Don't worry, I'll take good care of it. I guess I didn't need to voice act that last part. Oh, man. You're in for it now, you little squirt. You won't be getting away this time. Stupid kids. I've had it up to here with them. The Contest of Champions. We keep thinking that we've escaped Baleo and Sunder, and it keeps not happening. Peiko's just looking in a random direction. So, kids, I hope this has shown you how the world works. In the end, it's people like us who get what they want, right, bro? The strong get what they want, and the weak can't do anything about it. Just like in the Contest of Champions. So, if we enter the contest and win, we'll be strong too, and we can get what we want. To be set free. What? You want to enter the contest? We've been nice to you so far, because you're worth a lot of money to us, but there's a limit to how far we can be pushed. This is them being nice to us, apparently. The number of times they've knocked Nina unconscious, the number of times they've knocked us unconscious. Jeez. Just give up and stop struggling. We're gonna take care of everyone else. But don't worry, Princess. We won't touch you. No way! Let us all go. I won't let you hurt anybody. Let us enter the contest. Uh-oh, they're all getting uppity, bro. We should get rid of him now. Wait a minute, Sunder. It might not be such a bad idea after all. But if they enter, there ain't no one who's gonna think they can win. Huh? Wait a sec. Exactly, bro. No one will bet on them, which means that if they do win, we'll make that much more money. Alright, princess, we'll let you enter. I'll even let you loose until the contest starts. You can train or buy weapons or whatever you want, but don't even think about running away. We've got the road guarded tight, and we'll keep one of you here as a hostage. Boy, you sure are clever, bro. I never would have thought of that. Okay, so if we have Ark and the princess enter the contest, who stays behind as a hostage? Okay, it's gotta be Peko for now. Do we need Peko at the moment? No. We're golden. Alright. We're counting on you to put up a good fight for us. After all, you gave us enough trouble. If you lose, it's the end for you. And you won't get away from us again. Got it? Now you'll note that these are adults who are inside. And so far, everything that they've said has actually been on the up and up. These two gangsters are allowing us to join the contest because they're bookies and they think no one's going to bet on some little children, but these children have all sorts of crazy magic powers. So there's a decent chance that they'll be able to do fairly well in the contest and we'll make a fuck ton of money. You can trust the adults inside. You know, this is just it's working. It's working out. No. I can leave Nina? I don't know. Do I have to? No, actually, because you forced me to... Yes, now I'm happy. Don't worry about it. Show us what you're made of, little dragon. I will. I'm made of stealing from you. Okay, where am I not? I'm actually the manager here. But Baleo and Sutter took over, and they had me working the ticket lines. Would you like a pamphlet? I'd love a pamphlet. Give me the pamphlet. Oh, life is good. Okay, so we've now got into the cool portion of the game where we get to do an arena. No tickets on sale today, reserved seating only. Ticket holders this way, please. Let's see, the winners of the first match will be Patrio's team, Emetai's team, and Kinichi's team. Winner gets anything they want, huh? Maybe I should give it a try, too. Okay, so I let a couple of kids run away. So what, huh? Okay, so I am very saddened. You'll blow up all your booze. Okay, now, anything else that I need to do? I don't know that I actually have to do anything else. Am I actually ready to just do this now? I guess no. I need to. No. We need to. We need to be sensible about this. Okay, so I'm gonna take a look at a couple of quick things. Okay. Because I need to figure out a few key points. Do I just go into this blind? No, the first thing I think is to worry about those things. We should maybe deal with this. Okay, so if I send in so you have a drop item, you have a steal item that I don't care about on the first target. So this first set of battles, okay, I think we can try this out without needing to change anything massively. Let's grab all of the things that we need onto you. Do you need defense against status effects right now? Not really, no, I don't think so. It would make a degree of sense for me to have done some more leveling. Let's go ahead and save. Excuse me, in one of these tents. Not tents. There's a lot of dimensional types around here, but I guess they're all here for the contest. That tends to be the case. Alright, we're gonna save the game. And we will... Do I have the ability to just wander around? Let's just do this. So my goal, I think, is to try to solo with Nina. The issue is, which I don't think is going to work. If I try to solo with Nina, I think I'm going to fail. But we'll try it anyway. We could level up Nina a little bit. I have no idea where I'm going. don't remember the route. Never mind, we found it. Instantaneously. I only started working here a little while ago, but if you ask me, it's a real man's job. Yes, sir, a real man's job. It was called the Doda. This is called, oh, it's our job to hold people up in the Hall of Fire. He's gonna be in there? Well then, best of luck to both of us. Am I okay in the lava like that? Sure, you bet. I'm used to it, no worries. I don't know. I like holding people up in the lava like that. Do you think that's weird? It's a little weird. It's a little weird. When you say lava, and holding people up in the lava. Our first match is just some kids, an easy win. We won't waste any energy before we fight Gar. Huh? You're just kids, you better quit while you still can. The one to watch out this year is Gar. I think we'll just walk in here. Nothing! How have we still not obtained jump? This is crazy. Your Arcs team, right? Do you know the rules for the Hall of Fire? Well, I do, but we'll pretend. Here, single team members fight in a knockout tournament. The order you fight in is the same as your battle order. You win by either defeating all 3 members of the opposite team, or by knocking down the other team's platform. The Dodai holding up the platforms have a set number of HP. One strategy is to concentrate all your attacks on the Dodai. We are not ready because I did not realize it was order. Okay, so we are going to change our formation. We're going to put Nina in front, and we're going to try to have Nina just solo this. I don't think this is going to work, so we have a couple of options. And we'll see what happens. We do have Steel on Nina, so alright, Ms. Nina, good luck. We need to decide whether we're going to bother stealing the silver knife. I think I'm not going to steal the silver knife. It's kind of just a waste of a turn that I don't need to waste. I don't have snooze on her, do I? I wasn't expecting to get into this fight this quickly. I should have put snooze on her. Take your places, please. This is where we start unlocking some really cool stuff. So, Nina is going to cast Ice Blast on Claw. We are faster than Claw, which is nice. We do 43 damage. Blind comes out. 7 damage from a blind is a lot of damage from a blind. Do we do our damage with magical? Okay, we have a speed tie. 13 damage from that. 47. Basically the same. That's a big concern. 21 damage, jeez. Alright, so hopefully we win this speed tie. We won the speed tie. I think she has 200 HP, so this should be lethal. Oh, not if I do 36. Well, that's a bad sign. Huh. I will restart this, and I will be right. I'll be right back. be back. So, we need to get ourselves... We need to make some decisions here. Do I want to level up Nina? To try to get her the ability to solo this. Or, I don't need Nina to be the one to fight the first fight here necessarily. I could eat into the EXP bars of either Cupcake or Momo and have one of them fight the first fight here. Let's see. The first fight gives us 150 EXP. So, what do I want to do? So 100, what was that? 150 I said? 150 EXP is not quite enough to level up with Arc. So I could eat the 150 EXP, then we go into Cower. And in Cower, I switch to Nina. So the reason that this is complicated, winning this fight isn't that hard. Winning this fight just involves out DPSing the other team against the Dodai itself, which isn't actually that hard. I think I can probably do that with Nina right now, with Ice Blast. The issue is that what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to steal an item from the second member of the team, Cower, because Cower has a Dream Ring, which gives immunity to sleep. Immunity to sleep allows you to use Snooze for free. You basically get 20 HP and 5 AP and don't fall asleep because you're immune to that status effect. It's an extremely powerful item, very useful, and we need to steal it. But then the hardest part is I need to I basically need to examine on the final character, the final member of the party, to learn a skill from them. And they hit like a truck. So if I eat the EXP for... I can technically eat the EXP for either Claw or Cower on Arc. How is Momo? Momo cannot eat the experience from both, so if I'm gonna fight them with if I'm gonna fight them that way, Nina has blind. Right? Oh wait, Nina has blind, right? Can I blind you? She has 4 resistance to status. Okay, so one thing that I could do, I could send Arc in against Claw. Arc pokes Claw. And then Cower comes in. And we take out Cower. Because I think that Arc will have an easier time. Oh, I don't have that much more defense. Let's go grab a buckler. Let's go back and buy 2 bucklers, because bucklers are going to be important here. Do I have money? I have plenty of money. So, we need to go to the weapons stores. Which are around here somewhere. Alright, so we can save here if we want. We don't need to right now. Okay, we don't need any of these. We already have them. Okay, don't need this. They do say that. It has, in fact, been a point of contention. Okay, there we go. So we'll just buy an ice on. Let's do it. Alright, so we've now gotten a boatload of boosts for Arc. Let's try this with just Arc taking out the first enemy, which should be very easy, because I could just pop into Dragon Form and just poke them. That's easy. So we'll have a shit ton of HP to play with. It should be fine. So wait, if I pop into Dragon Form, then I can get blinded. So maybe don't Dragon Form, actually, maybe. Do I need those in this? I don't need those in this cat, I don't think. So basic goal is to have Arc fight the first fight. The second fight should be fairly trivial. So the idea for the second fight is like we're strong as Cyclone. I don't think we can do inoculations, right? No, I don't think we have access to a city where we can do inoculations right now. So inoculations are off the table, but that's okay. Wind damage is something that Nina is strong against. So Arc followed by Nina. And Nina's going to be responsible for taking out both of the enemies. And the frost strikes will heal me. Okay, we're gonna see how this goes. We'll pop into dragon form if we have to for the first fight, but I don't think we have to. What I maybe want to do for this, let's take a look at how much HP the Dodai has. The enemy Dodai has more HP than ours, I think. That would be my assumption here. Okay. I should have prepped for this better. In the previous time, I had like a whole thing, but I'm trying to vaguely emulate what I did last time. So we are going to... I guess we could just poke. Damage. 6. Interesting. Okay, we've done a decent bit of damage. Not a ton, though. She does not have... the ability to crit, so I don't have to worry about taking, like, a huge hit out of nowhere. I'm gonna just keep throwing some heals out. Okay, we got a reprisal. I know words and how they're pronounced. It's tempting to just do a snooze right here. I'm gonna snooze right here. Just to get... a little bit of AP back, get myself capped out HP-wise. Oh, what? Other way. Reprisal, look at that. Hashtag calculated. I'm not going to reload for the Thingamabobber. I don't think there's really any reason to. Okay, there we go. So that's 150 EXP. We have 27 EXP until the next level. We do not get the item. There's a really useful item that can drop there, but we don't need it. They can't be stolen. The steal item is the... Oh, I just realized I'm like sitting here on this. Let's see here. Alright, so you have... your first 2 turns, you're going to be pulling some bullshit. Let's equip a Claymore. And double blow. Oh, Dodai 1 is this one. Okay, good to know. Dodai 1 has... is the one with 2,000. Yes, Dodai 1 has 2,000 HP. The HP that Dodai 1 has is saved between iterations, so... So Protect comes out on turn 1. On my Dodai for some reason. Okay. So there's a weird thing with the way that the game handles the targeting, where the AI basically will target my Dodai if I'm attacking their Dodai, and will target me if I'm targeting them. So basically, the AI will mirror whatever combat strategy I'm going with. So what I'm doing here is I'm just taking 100 free damage onto the Dodai before we wipe to Cower. So Cower has... how much HP? 200. So one of the things that I'm curious about here, I don't actually know if Cower's HP is saved in between thingers. So that's 70 damage. Cower has how much? 200 HP. Oh, you could... I could potentially reprisal you. I'm gonna just do one more double blow. Don't attack me. Okay, we did not get a reprisal. Perfect. And now we just examine Cower. We cannot get a reprisal if we are examining. Cyclone comes out, does a shit ton of damage probably. just barely lethal. You can't learn this ability. Rejuvenate. Don't do that. What does that heal for? 70. Am I gonna double blow? No, I'll just do a normal attack. Wait, if I do a normal attack, I might crit. It's fine. We're not gonna crit. Harder cards. Miss. Don't crit. We did not crit. We're fine. Okay. I don't know if his HP bar is actually saved between. Alright, so we will double blow here. Okay, Frost comes out. This should be lethal on us. I should have removed the high boots. I don't know what I was thinking about doing that. Okay, so Nina comes out. Here goes. Don't worry, I've been practicing too. I'll be okay. So we've done about 100 damage to their Dodai, I think. So now it's Cower versus Nina. And we are once again going to open by blasting their Dodai. Because I believe he's going to open the same way, so we can just get some free damage into their Dodai when he's not actually going to be attacking. So, casting Protect on my Dodai, thank you. Negative. Alright, so we've now done 300 damage. Yep. We've done about 350 damage. I think a little more than that. But yeah, kind of crazy that, like, the principal conceit of this is that they are going to hold me up. Now, You are resistant to status effects. So since you're resistant to status effects, I'm not going to bother trying to blind you. Instead, we now try to steal. We grab their Dream Ring on first turn. Frost comes out. Frost does nothing to us. And I believe I will take a few more rounds of damage into the Dodai, because I don't think the damage Cower deals is as high as the next guy. My intention here is to learn Frost Strike. That does nothing. I need Snooze. I guess I don't really need to do that much more damage now that I think about it. I need to check what my max mana is. My max AP. I have not actually been counting. But... So basically, if I had Snooze on Nina right now, I could basically just spam Snooze every turn against Cower. I don't think Cower can hurt me. With the goal being to bring their Dodai pretty low. And then once their Dodai is low, I just restore myself back up to full. While Cower's beating on me, because if I'm targeting myself, then we're golden. Yeah, I think that I can. I have rest, I think, so I should be able to technically get away with doing this way. It might actually be faster to just reload and get myself Snooze, because I'm only going to get 1 AP per turn this way, which is like nothing. So like that Cyclone did 26, which is technically more than I would heal with Snooze. That's concerning. It's very concerning. Well, hopefully this is a Frost. I'll take a heal. Can we take those? Yeah, this is gonna take absolutely forever to get my resources back up. What is my maximum right now? Yeah, I think that we reset this, we grab Snooze, and then we're golden. So basically, with Snooze, the big issue is consistently learning Frost Strike from the next enemy. And I'm very concerned, based off of how much physical damage I'm taking here, that Nina's gonna really struggle to survive long enough to get it. I'm curious what the setup was that I used for the previous playthrough. So the most obvious thing to do and this might be the strat, is give steel to Momo. Actually, I don't even need to give steel to Momo now that I think about it. The Dodai's HP is simply preserved. Right? So if I just give snooze to Nina, then okay, I think I actually know how I want to handle this, now that I think about it. So we need to get to our camp, because we need to change our skills around, unfortunately, one more time. But basically, if I move Snooze onto Nina, and I move... If I equip the Ice Chrism on you, which I already have equipped, then I can have Momo just going crazy on that boss. Or on the Dodai itself. We can just quickly calc out how many fingers we need. We take this off, and I don't think we really need to change these. You can swap these two. Arc gets rest, I guess. It's not very good, so it doesn't really matter that much. And then you have influence, which you need. You have backhand, which you don't necessarily need, but which is fairly useful. You have snooze. You have blind. You have monopolize. You have steal. Do I move the steal? No, I don't think I move the steal. I think Momo will basically... Do I want Momo to have double blow, actually? Let's move double blow onto Momo. Okay. Let's try this setup. I'm not gonna save because I don't want to waste all this skill link. I had forgotten that I'm going to be dumping right into this. I was thinking that I would get access to a new master here, but I don't get access to the new master until later, it looks like. I think I need to actually finish this section before I get access to that new master, which is unfortunate. It's not a huge deal, but it's not. We're going over here. Then we're gonna grab the coin, our lucky coin. Now, formation. We're gonna swap these two. And basically the idea is that Momo can just do a shit ton of damage. To the Dodai, which will then allow for Nina Is there a reason for me to not try to get the steal off with Momo? It makes more sense to try to get the steal off with Momo, I guess. I'm not going to worry about it. Because if I get the steal with Momo instead, or Arc for that matter, I could get the steal off with Arc. So what are you doing? You're just beating the shit out of Claude. I don't actually know if I'm immune to that. So I am not immune to that. That's concerning. Oh, I need to switch weapons. Okay, the blind does succeed. So, Arc could go down here without getting Claw, because I forgot to switch the gear. I do have the ability to keep myself alive for a long time, though, so it's not a big deal. Do I heal myself? Or do I just change it to a dragon? I'm basically just getting myself a second HP bar to play with, so we don't need to have our stats be meaningfully boosted. So we're just using the reverse gene. What does this give us? Oh, it gives us blind. That's cool. Okay. Unfortunately, the cost per turn is rounded up, so... Rude. Alright, there we go. So, fight 1 is down. We do not get what we were hoping for, but that's fine. So, Cower comes out. And this, I think, is the hardest part of this section. The hardest part of this, we haven't gotten to the hardest part of this sequence of fights, unfortunately. But the hardest part of... Okay, so that is 40 damage. I'm gonna get a notepad out. So that is 83 damage. And then we will gloom on Cower. I don't want to gloom on Cower, because if I gloom on Cower, he might just chain heal and kill himself, but I don't want that. Okay. I am actually just gonna examine him. I'm just gonna let Mark go down here. I don't wanna run the risk of getting some unfortunate crits. We unequip this. Cyclone comes out, this is lethal, and our willpower isn't high enough to get through that, so we're golden. You're next, Ms. Momo. My turn, huh? Well, I'm off then. But don't get your hopes up too high. Look, I will keep my hopes at an appropriate level. Nina's like, dot, 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 dot. In this round, Cowl versus Momo. Okay, so our goal now is for Momo to just, like, double strike the Dodai over and over and over again until it's extremely low. So we will double blow on Dodai 1. We can backhand it! We could get it in one-shot range if we want. Wait a second, do we take the enemy Dodai to one-shot range with... Okay, that's 50, so 133. Okay, plus 117, was it? Well, that's clean. So 250 flat. Yeah, I think for the last few hundred damage. Okay, that's another 101, so that is 351. Okay, that's another 112, was it? So that is 463. I might have done the math wrong on the previous one. We might be 10 off. Okay, so that's another 50, so that's 513. We're a quarter of the way there. It's 122. So it's 635. So that's another 121. So 756. Hoot! It's another 90. So that's 963. Fuck, wrong target. Scary. Okay, we're fine. Still alive, that's the important bit. We cannot afford to take out Coward here. Because I did not give Momo Dinger. Okay, that's another 49. So that is... 10, 12. We're over halfway there. Okay, that is 62 plus 50, so 112. So that is 1, 1, 2, 4. Okay, that's another 120, so that gets us to 1244. I think I didn't actually do the math there exactly. I think I'm like 1 or 2 off there. It doesn't matter. 52, so that's 101. 1345. So once this gets below 1500, it's another 67. So that's 14. 12, I believe. Rejuvenate. Well, that's convenient. Very kind of you to heal my Dodai. That's another 48. So that is 1460. Boo. 64 more. Okay. So, once it gets below 1500 is when it goes down. So that's 1524. We're going to take one more pot shot here. And then we go down. Okay, so that brings us to 1630 something. So we just need to do like 2 or 3 more attacks now. So let's just examine Cower until Cower takes us out. Now, what I could have done here is I could have stolen from Cower with Momo instead, and then taken out Cower with Momo. And then Nina just has to successfully examine Patrio. Nina or Momo at that point can actually try to examine Momo. So that would be probably the optimal way to do it. I've been practicing too, I'll be okay. Alright, we don't need to do anything to the Dodai here, because the Dodai's damage is already set up. So all we have to do now is survive long enough against Patrio to be okay. So for right now, we need to steal. We got the Dream Ring. The Dream Ring. Now we have two accessory slots, and those accessory slots are going to be dedicated to counteracting the next enemy. And for now, it is our goal to, I guess, just Ice Blast. Does Cower have any particular resistances to any particular damage type? No. No, Cower is not strong or weak against anything, so just frosting. Oh wait, no, actually that's we Magic Ball Cower. Oh, but you have. I think this was doing about the same amount of damage either way. Doesn't matter. We Magic Ball. Speed comes out. Let me just confirm that I have in fact set myself up properly here. Dream Ring, Ring of Ice, correct. Magic Ball comes out again. Okay. Physical attack comes out. Nicely. We're gonna sleep after this. Frost comes out. This is the thing that we absorb. So this is just free health for us. This is a free turn. We've already done the steal, so now we Magic Ball again. Our goal is to be as high in HP when we transition as possible. So, now is the part that's really dangerous. This next enemy, it is a threat. He has the ability to critical hit. He has a shit ton of damage. Patreon, is Mina! If he gets too many crits in a row, we're boned. Now, here's the thing. If I didn't care about getting Frost Strike from this enemy, do I have to get you below half HP for you to start using Frost Strike? I might have to get him below half for him to start using Frost Strike at all. That's concerning. Because it's AI Section 1 just says attack type attack, skills, Frost Strike. With that, it won't. The Frost Strike won't come out. And then AI Section 2 has a condition of current HP is less than or equal to max HP divided by 2. Attack type 3/4 attack, 1/4 skills, skills Frost Strike. That's a concern. Can I blind you? You are completely immune to status. You have 7 status resists. You have 5 psionic resists. Your other resists are all normal. I don't know if I can make this... I don't know if I can make this happen, but we'll find out. Let's see how much damage you do on a crit. 'Cause there's a chance that he can actually one-shot me on a crit. Okay, 8 damage on a non-crit. Okay. We snooze. Okay. What's your max HP? 350, so I've done 120. After the next Magic Ball, he should have the ability to use Frost Strike. Frost Strike can happen now. That's a lucky strike. It does 35 damage. If he gets 2 Lucky Strikes in a row, I'm just dead. Okay, so 36 coming out from the Lucky Strikes. I need to look up how Lucky Strike works. Because if Lucky Strike ignores defense, then I don't know how I protect myself against that. Let's go check. So. Okay, I need to... I think I have some of this stuff in my history. I think I have a bookmark for this. So, not on page 1. Okay, so... It looks like they don't completely ignore it. So, magic formula... So, in theory, if I can improve my defense on Nina, that should improve my survivability. against this boss. So, that's good to know. That does mean that I have the capacity to make this happen more consistently. Do I want to lean into that? I don't know what the minimum damage is on this guy's Lucky Strike. I'm like looking through this page. And I'm not seeing... Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm reading through this, but unfortunately, I'm not positive. Do I want to... I don't think I want to try to do this via RNG, if possible. I think instead I would like to level up Nina. And because I want to level up Nina a couple of times, let's see, what level should I try to get to with Nina? Let me take a look at our spreadsheet. So if we look at our spreadsheet, level 13, we're going to get an additional 4 hit points. We get 1 less because of Yggdrasil. This is a fairly large level for us. We also get 2 agility. And this would be vaguely useful to me. I'm getting 3,000 experience from this fight, which is quite a lot. I'm gonna get a lot of levels off of this. So... if I get... Because one thing that I could do is instead of equipping the ice ring for this portion of the fight, I could instead equip the high boots to just give me an extra 5 defense. There's only a 1 in 4 chance that Frost Strike comes out. So do I have the thing open that tells me EXP? I don't think so. Does this have the... What am I looking for here? No. Is that in like this? I think it might be in like the secrets guide. Let's open up the secrets guide. Let's see. Yes, okay, so level 20. Level 20 for Nina requires 10,274 EXP. So how much EXP do we have right now? We have 1,500. So that gets us not quite halfway to where we're going there. That gets us not quite halfway. To Thayer, which means that we could, if we got like an additional 500 EXP here, that's broadly fine. Like it doesn't really make a huge difference to have that happen. Let's see here. So that means that I could get another level or two. On Nina. There's really no reason that I would need to not do that. And if I do that, then we should be able to set up for this very efficiently. So maybe that's what I just want to do. That's probably my easiest solution, is just to fight a couple of quick eyeballs and then set things up for this fight. Which means I'm actually, I think I'm gonna reset to the other save file. We're gonna reset to the other save file, we're gonna load that up. We are going to gain... I could get all the way up to level 15 if I wanted. Because, but yeah, the basic gist is that I want to be able to survive 2 lucky strikes in a row. It's not, the strategy that I have right now is not hard. The difficulty is just down to the fact that Nina can't survive 2 lucky strikes in a row. And surviving 2 lucky strikes in a row shouldn't actually be that hard to make happen. But it's fine. We need to get a couple levels. I mean, we don't need... Again, we could do it at our current level. We would just need to reload a few times. Our goal is basically to get 3 hits into Patrio and then get a lucky inspect. And that's it. So, you're under Yggdrasil now. We haven't changed up any of our skills or anything. We don't need to do that yet. We pop out. Please, this better be after we do the fishing. This is after we do the fishing. So basically, we're going to be monopolizing and then blowing things up. Also, I just realized that I don't think I've actually gotten air raid learned from these. So I should probably learn air raid. Does a pretty decent amount of damage. Okay, we need to swap your gear. I should have used snooze on Arc, actually. Good, and now we have the ability to do this, and I think I'm going to. We're going to throw a heal out at Arc, and Arc is going to snooze. I think I'm still going to be slower here, but we're going to try this. So we got the heal off. The hope here... Right. So the thing that Air Raid does is it interrupts your turn. So if the enemy goes before I do, it will cancel my attack, my action. I'm gonna try to learn Air Raid here before we move on. I had forgotten to do this, so it turns out it's a good thing that we're coming back here. I'm not learning Jump, but we are gonna try to learn Air Raid. Alright, so Nina actually cannot learn anything, huh? Now that I think about it. So let's just go ahead and steal. You're gonna snooze again. Okay. Take a quick nap. At least I'm pretty sure that Nina can't steal. Or can't do that. Like do. Okay. Perfect. Less perfect. Okay, that's 200 EXP. And we can now have Arc throw out a heal to each of the others, using no action economy. So the other thing that we want to do is we want to switch ourselves to defense formation. I was thinking we would be fighting Patrio's team today, but we're probably not going to. We're going to get ourselves a little bit higher on Nina, so that Nina can carry us a little easier. We had to do this in a harder way last time than we have to this time. This time we can do this a little differently. So this is... Which one's rank lead and which one's pain lead? This one I guess is rank lead. Good. Oh shit! I'm an idiot. I needed to monopolize. Please, I'm gonna kill this thing. Oh, never mind, we're fine. We're fine. Whew! We did not kill it because, even though I'm an idiot, I had Ice Prism equipped, so it doesn't matter. Jeez. Okay, there we go. We're basically just gonna get air raid and a couple levels. Should be fairly fast on both accounts. Okay, we're gonna try to monopolize and then examine, and you're going to snooze, because snoozing is important, you know? We unfortunately investigated the wrong one. We get the monopolize, we get the snooze. Alright, what am I doing? I guess we could steal. I think I'm gonna Magic Ball to try to kill this one. I'm gonna have Momo just throw a heal at herself. That is fast stuff over there. Heal does get off before whatever. Are you using air raid? You are. Okay. So it's definitely a good thing that I did that. Magic Ball comes out. This is maybe not lethal. It is lethal, we're good. Air Raid comes out, we do not win it. We do Reprisal. Can I blind you? We can blind it. Okay. We're golden. So, with this thing being blinded, it's... Apparently blind only has like a 50% chance of doing anything, which is too bad, but... It's fine. We're going for the air raid. Okay, Momo is going to examine, Art is going to snooze. Field to steal. I already monopolized, right? I'm almost positive that I've already done it, but... Okay. We definitely have monopolized on it, because this gives us a lot of EXP. Would really be unfortunate to steal. Inspect. Let's go through a heal at Momo. We are going to learn air raid in this fight. We've got everybody healed up. We get the snooze off. Why have we not used air raid? Okay, we got the vitamin. Not super interesting. We haven't seen an air raid in so long. Wait, do you not use air? I wonder if maybe it doesn't use air raid if it's blind. I think we maybe need to check this. So, luckily we do have a guide with the AI open in the background, so we can just pop that open and take a look. I think we look. We're checking now. It's been so many turns. Wait, does air raid cost AP? Air raid must cost AP. Okay, we're not getting it on this because it is run out of AP, and unlike most enemies, it actually has its AI set up to simply not run itself out of AP completely. So it just will only attack now. As far as I can tell. I'm gonna heal him. So that's good to know. Okay, so Nina levels up. We gain 4 HP, we gain 4 AP, we gain 3 defense. I like that for us. And how much EXP do we need for another level? Also, like, how many levels do we need under Yggdrasil in order to get something useful? Is there anything that will help us in the upcoming battle that we can learn from you? Friendly friend. I'll have to take a look in a second. We're going to save the game. We're going to save over the file that we have in later on. We're not going to save over the file we've been looking at. So we're overwriting the one that's further into the game. We're not taking that. It's fine. So next on our agenda is, so you now have 62 defense. That was what, plus 3 defense? So that was, I think that you just reduce the damage by defense pretty much. There's a few other shenanigans, but that should bring us down to like 33 damage taken from that attack. The other attacks, not so clear, because there's a defense penetrating component of the attack that is just based off of an enemy level. So I couldn't find the actual like calculation that I was looking for. That's funny. So we monopolize here. The problem is the Fire Slug is faster. So it gets its initial burst out that just does so much fucking damage. Okay. Okay, so if it does that again, I'm dead. You know what? I'm just gonna reset. I had forgotten that I'm gonna have to deal with the Fire Slugs. The Fire Slugs are a problem. Okay, I think what I want to do with the Fire Slug fights is I will actually just Ice Blast them right off the bat with Nina. And then I will monopolize with Nina on turn 2. So turn 1 is just Ice Blast and double Examine. Turn 2 is, I guess I could probably snooze. I'm not going to kill a slug with a dagger. So yeah, that's what I'll do. We have an answer to that. It's just that I was being greedy there, and I couldn't afford to be greedy. Yeah, the hope here is that I can get Air Raid and get enough EXP to comfortably survive a few hits. If I can survive 2 lucky strikes in a row, then I'm fine. I'm not overly concerned as long as I can do that. Oh, the other thing that I can check. Here's the real question. Now that I think about it, is if I go and look for what's your name, Patrio? Your agility is 12. If I had 24 agility, I'd get X turns. Oh my god. Wait a second. This is weight 2, this is weight 1, this is weight 2. This is only weight 1. So I need 3 more agility, and I actually have an agility booster on me right now. So let me take a look at my spreadsheet. How many levels would I need to be able to get X turns on fucking Patrio? Where's my spreadsheet? There you are. I don't get any agility next level. The level after that, I get 3. So if I just equipped the pointy stick, which has 1 weight instead of 2, if I gain 2 more levels and I go in at level 15, I have X turns against Patrio. Honestly, maybe at that point we can just solo the entire sequence with Nina, if we want. Do we want to just solo the entire sequence with Nina and protect? We should hard carry with Nina and protect our allies. That's what we should do. Yes, we're going to do that. Nina is going to protect everyone. That is her purpose. Okay, we have a pain weed, we have a rank weed, we monopolize, and then we... Did I miss an enemy skill? No, I did not. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Okay, whose turn is this? This is Momo. So Momo... Okay, we are going to monopolize turn 1. We are going to have Momo equip normal ammo and attack the pain weed. We're going to have Arc snooze. Okay, fully healed. Okay, now Nina has already monopolized. We Ice Blast on Rankweed. Poke the pain weed. These are probably not worth killing. They're like a little too complicated to really be worth it, but that's fine. We're not really in a rush right now. Okay. So it'll take 2 fights against the eyeball things to clear. We're also looking to get some more bombers. Okay, we've got an eye bulb. Perfect. We monopolize here. We can attack with you, and you can, I guess, throw a heal out. to Nina. So next turn we need to blind the eye bulb. That silence is probably going to prevent the heal from coming through. Sure is. That did lethal, which I was not expecting. So we blind, and then you can, I guess, poke with a fire prism. Ooh. I don't know if that... Does that get the job done? No. I need to actually land the blind, so we have to wait. I didn't realize that it had the ability to resist the blind and prevent me from getting the bonus EXP. So that's good to know. Because with the Igus, it doesn't even matter. Just using blind is sufficient. I'm not going to fight this. Okay, maybe I will fight this. The issue is that I have to do elemental damage to one of them. That's fine. Yeah, we'll do a Monopolize. You can attack the rank lead because you're... Oops. Okay, we Monopolize, and then we can burn one. And then the other one goes down normally. Do I have rest? You do not have rest. You have rest. There's a lot of equipment shenanigans that you have to do for this section. Unless you want to spend a huge amount of AP. So my hope is that we'll get some bombers or another Igu thing. Not an Igu, an I thing around who's it. Unfortunately, we got this instead. Okay, Monopolize. Yeah, my hope is that at level 15, Nina can solo the entire thing. I'm not sure she can comfortably do that. But we'll see. I think it'll probably be fine. Ooh, nice crit. Okay. There we go. So, we just waiting. Ooh, shit, we got 2 of them? Okay, we monopolize. And we start burning through the slugs. And we need to throw out a heal, which means that we need to swap the Claymore for Silver Knife, just so that we have some shot. Without speeding. I'm not going to outspeed here. So Nina's in a dangerous position here. With the double silence, probably the silence is going to hit Arc. We did get the hit on Arc. We can't use any magic. Okay, that's one slug down. We now have already done the Monopolize, so we blind on you. And then we blow up this slug, and Arc is going to examine the eyeball. We don't want to do a counterattack. We get the first blind. Very nice. That's using rest. Love that. You love to see it. Chlorine, I hate to see that. Okay, we're fine. It's 1 damage, no poison. Okay, so we blind the next one. Momo tries to kill the slug again, and Arc is going to... go back to Claymore and go for the kill as well. No. You can attack the one that is already blinded. We got both of them blinded. This should be worth 600 or 700 EXP as long as we survive. Stop hitting Nina, please. Okay, we no longer need to switch anything up in terms of gear and stuff like that. I think we're fine. Momo is going to equip the Flame Chrism, which one-shots this, and then Arc and Momo together will hopefully kill this. You better not reprisal on me. You did not. Okay, we're gold. I believe this is lethal on both. There we go. 550 EXP. 9 AP, 8 intelligence, and 4 defense. That's a pretty big level for me, actually. That's a pretty big deal. Okay, so we've now gotten what, like 7 defense over the course of the 2 levels that we've gotten. Not bad, not bad. So hypothetically, I think that'll mean that we'll have gotten Patrio to be doing under 30 per hit. And if Patrio is doing under 30 per hit, and my HP has increased a little bit, but not by a lot, because I have like a -1 to the base HP gain. I don't think I gained a single point of HP on level 14, right? But we did get 9 AP. Excuse me. We're going to monopolize. Momo is going to equip Flame Chrism. You go after the Rankweed Arc. Just going to throw out a heal on Nina. And since the Monopolize is coming up first, it doesn't matter if like I counter or anything like that. We're on right. Okay, so we're tossing out a heal. I should have tossed out the heal outside of combat, but I just forgot to do it. What I want to be doing is snoozing with Arc in combat to be regenerating resources. and healing out of combat for the other two. That's an interesting one. Okay, we've already done the Monopolize, right? Yes. So we steal just for shits and giggles, and then you can equip normal ammo. We're very close to the point where we can start doing some really interesting stuff, so... Rude. There we go. So, if we get the right fight, one more fight will get us enough EXP for our goals. So you are going to throw to heal here. Just throw maximum heals so that I can just toss that back. I haven't found a single bomber in such a long time. Okay, we have a fire slug. We've established the way to deal with this is Ice Blast the fire slug off the bat. And I guess we could have Momo try to kill one of the other slugs, and then Ark can actually swap off of this onto Silver Knife just to ensure that we don't do anything lethal, and then snooze. The Fire Breath comes out before Nina goes, so that's a problem. Fire slugs are legitimately one of the scariest critters in this game. They are absolutely horrifying. Like, as enemies go, they're so fast. And because they're so goddamn fast, they just are super fucking dangerous. They stay dangerous for a long time. Like, I don't think you stop running into them for like half the game. I believe fire slugs are still an enemy in like another 10 or 15 dungeons. They're just all over the place. They're out of control. They're just a problem. Okay, unfortunately, we had to burn through a lot of healing there for basically no EXP because fire slugs are assholes. The hope here is that we can get a nice, cozy fight with a single bomber. I love that for me. We can monopolize on turn 1. Momo can examine, and honestly, so can Ark. Okay, we did not get the inspect, unfortunately. I wish that you had something useful to do. We got air raid. Whew. Okay, Ark learned air raid. Perfect. And I'm gonna hit Monopolize again, even though I've already hit it. Don't worry about it. We're gonna get one snooze off here. And I'm gonna rest a little bit on Momo. And then I might just have Nina beat this thing to death. While the other two restore some of their resources. It's blind, so I assume I'm going to be able to just kill this. I don't know if it can Reprisal or not. Reprisal rates vary from creature to creature, so not everything can, I don't think. Well, I know that not everything can. I don't think Momo can. Like, some of your characters can. We're just gonna keep snoozing. And we're going for a few hundred more EXP. And we're gonna get basically the farming done today. And then tomorrow, we will be in perfect position to make some attempts on Patrio with a with a solo Nina setup. We're not going to like lose other characters. Nina's just going to go for it and take them all out, and it's going to be great. The Nina setup, the Nina solo setup is a little bit harder because we do need to be. We're not going to have enough AP to clear the entire Dodai with one round of AP. The way that we can with Momo. Like, with Momo, we can just, like, pound into the Dodai over and over and over again, and it's all great. With Nina, we're going to have to snooze in between, but the time that we're dealing the damage to the Dodai is when we're fighting against an enemy that can't do more damage than we can heal through with just snooze every turn. So as long as it's targeting us, like, it's not going to do any damage to speak of. So we snooze. And we're golden. So once we've got this, we'll be able to save the game, and then we'll come back in, we'll get a couple... we're back up to basically full resources. I'm quite content to just poke this. There we go. Now, could I just rest? Yes. I could rest whenever I want it. That's a thing that I have at my disposal. I'm going to camp anyway, but I prefer to not rest just generally. Like, I don't know, like, it's not obviously a prerequisite of the run that I'm not allowed to rest in this one, but I don't know. I like the idea of limiting rests for to like when I actually need to, because I think that it's fun to like explore the maintenance cycles of like, okay, here's how you have unlimited resources to play with without needing to rest, right? I like to explore those kinds of cycles. It makes it a lot easier when I actually do a run where I'm not doing any resting, where I'm not allowing it at all. In this run, that wouldn't be feasible. It would just not be possible to do a run without access to resting for this. I am actually going to heal Nina, because this is the last fight that I need to do. So we are going to, I guess, just attack the slug. Get to monopolize. It didn't activate silence this time. The reason that I threw out the heal with Momo instead of Arc was that I was expecting that thing to silence me. I guess it didn't matter either way. It went faster than my whole ass party. Alright. So, Chlorine's coming out. Don't love that for me. Okay, that's not quite lethal. It's pretty close, but not quite lethal. So Nina is going for the blinds. Momo is going for... Just equip the Flame Prism and attack a slug. I don't know if this is weak against this or not. That's using Rest. We're gonna try to blind it. We did not blind it, we need to go for it again. Yeah, if we get this blind, then we have enough XP for Nina to be done. So we just examine with you. We don't have to worry about poison coming out anymore, so we can purify. Okay, you're good. The nice thing is that it's going to just keep regenning its HP back up every single turn. So I don't even need to worry about trying to blind it to death. It won't die to the blinds, so. In theory, I could just defend with Momo. Again, I think Momo's reprisal rate is 0. But, okay, we're golden. It's now blinded. We get 300 EXP for it instead of 30. And Nina levels up to level 15. We gain Typhoon, which is great. We gain 3 agility, 2 more defense, 3 more HP, and 6 more AP. So, between these levels, between the last 2 levels, we've gotten 15 AP. Not too shabby. So we have 4 minutes left, and do we want to set ourselves up for the next thing right now? I'm not sure. We can do some of the setup. I don't know that we do all of it necessarily. Do we want to get... Let's take a look at you. So, you now have 68 defense, which is a staggeringly high amount of defense for Nina. We have the Light Bangle, which we're going to be replacing with the Dream Ring. We have the Ring of Ice, which is good, which we want. We have the Magician's Rod. We can replace this with a Pointed Stick, which gives us 24 agility. 24 agility is double the agility of the enemy that we're going to be fighting. So we're going to be wanting to do that. We don't need to do it until we get into that fight, though, I don't think. The agility of Cower is actually only 11. So we already have X turns against Cower. Claw has 17 agility. We're not getting X turns against Claw. But we should be able to outspeed Claw every single turn. So, with us being able to outspeed Claw every turn, that means that we can activate Snooze at the start of a turn. We fall asleep, Claw hits us, we wake up. With that, we basically just don't have to worry about Snooze for the entire battle. The entire battle, we should hypothetically be able to get good stuff done. So, we know now that 1500 is the threshold where the Dodai goes into the ground. I thought that it changed at half, but it changes when it's 3/4 of the way through. So, with it changing at 3/4 of the way through, that means that we can basically, on the second fight, take it down to the point where it switches, and then we do 2 more Ice Blasts after that point. Then it'll be within like 1 to 2... It'll be within like 2 shot range at that point. It won't be within 1 shot range. It won't be within 2. It doesn't. Don't worry about it. It won't be within 1 shot range. And then for the final fight, we just take the final shots after we learn Frost Strike. We aren't guaranteed to get Frost Strike, no matter what. We can't guarantee Frost Strike. The reason that we can't guarantee the Frost Strike is that Frost Strike costs, I believe, 2 AP. The enemy has 30 AP. So there's only 15 chances to learn Lucky Strike from the enemy. So there's no way to guarantee it. We will just have to try again if we don't get it the first time, basically. It's that simple. But that is actually going to be it for today. We have set things up for tomorrow. So tomorrow we will tinker around in our inventory. We will get all of our skills to be the skills that we need for this fight, and maybe set up for the upcoming fights as well. I'm trying to think. I'll have to maybe do some research in between streams and look at what the other fights are. I remember the second fight vaguely. I don't think that I have anything that important to do on the second fight. And then the next fight is something, I don't know. But that's going to be it for now. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again tomorrow when we will be finally beating Patrio. Later, birds.